Hello everybody and warm welcome to my channel Tarot by Isabella. I am very happy to see you here today and I hope you're all doing fine, even if we live in very strange and turbulent times for the moment. Today's video will be a reading about Sweden's membership to NATO and what that could lead to, if the cards have anything to say about that membership. And to do this reading, I'm going to use my tarot card, oracle card, and some dice. But before we begin, I must thank you all, you wonderful viewers out there, for all of your support to this channel. Without your help, without your comments, coffees, sharing, caring, everything you do for this channel, without that, I would not be able to continue doing more videos. So I'm very grateful for that. And scam warning, well, I've said it in so many videos, so I skipped that today. So let's start about this reading about Sweden's membership to NATO. A couple of days ago, Sweden was officially accepted into the war organization, NATO. And the politicians were so happy about that, but many Swedish people were not, since they were never asked. There were no election about that, if we should join or not. And the media and the politicians were blowing up, oh, there is so much threats to our country, oh, we need protection, and so on, and so on. Even if the so-called enemy never officially did any threats to this country. But since Sweden have helped with weapons and biolabs from the country EU and have mixed themselves in so many conflicts all around the world, well, of course, the politicians are a little bit scared and they think they need some more protection from this big organization. But let's see what this membership, what it will lead to. Is it any danger for the Swedish people, or what will happen? Anyway, I need to shuffle my cards a little bit first, and soon we'll see what this membership will lead to. Sweden's membership to NATO. Just a couple more. And the last one. And some dice. This was empty. I need another one. Well, the cards, they look like this. In the tarot cards, we have Ace of Cups, the Judgment, Ace of Coins, the High Priestess, and the Moon. On the oracle cards, we have a house, we have a castle, stay optimistic, positive thinking, and fate will bring you romance. Then we have joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. And on the final oracle cards, it's propagating energy. On the dice, we have a magic wand, fantasy. We have the peace dove and a music note. Well, this joining into NATO, it's like a fantasy. We have the magic wand and we have fantasy. So they live in that fantasy of being protected. It will cost them a lot of money. We have Ace of Coins in the center. But as all the people that didn't wish for this, we have to stay optimistic. Think positive. Since this organization, from being like a warmongering organization, will have the judgment on them. And they will have to change completely to be a peace organization. So all this warmongering and all these weapons and so on, that will not be allowed within that organization into the future. We have the High Priestess and we have the Moon. And both of them symbolizes also secrets, deep secrets, dark secrets. And we have the music note above that. So big secrets about and around this organization will be revealed and will be played. We have the music note. So as an organization, it would not surprise me that it will be completely changed from a war and weapon organization to our organization that must work for peace. So the whole protection or military support, it looks like that will not go through in this organization. It will have to change to something peaceful. And that will probably happen when those deep secrets that lies in that organization will be played out, will be said everywhere, so people will be able to hear. Yeah. And they will have to move. We have the house and the castle. So where they are today, they will have to change concept. They will have to move from something that is supporting war into something that is supporting peace. And all the money that is wasted on weapons and military and war and killing and so on will have to change into something peaceful. So instead of wasting that money on killing people, it will be not wasted, but it will be invested in something optimistic, something peaceful for the people, and that will bring joy and delight. I don't see any wars. I don't see any big danger now when Sweden had joined, but I see that things will turn around, and instead of being a war organization, could even be that they change name from house to castle to something else, and judgment would come upon that organization, and secrets will be revealed. And that organization, in one way, will change from war to peace. Now, I'm going to take some more cards to see if there is anything more to be said. If Sweden will join any wars on behalf of NATO before this big change for peace comes. Are the Swedish people in some kind of danger after they entered the NATO organization. Okay, let's see what we got here. Are the Swedish people in some danger? Okay, the cards, they look like this. Are the Swedish people in some danger? In the tarot cards we have Ace of Wands, Eight of Cups, the Moon, Ace of Swords, and the Judgment. On the oracle cards we have a sight. You reap what you harvest what you sow. Distant thunder, clear the air, and a dog. Again, I don't see any big danger for the Swedish people. It could. We have a distant thunder. We have the politician who are, warmongering and scaring the people up. But the air will be cleared out. Again, we have the Judgment here. And that means that the whole organization will be put under judgment. And it will not be able to continue starting wars or provoking military actions. In the center we have the Moon. And people are worried. People maybe are sleepless. They think we are going into war. But I don't see any war here. But I see the judgment coming for that organization. And it will have to harvest what it has sowed. Because we have a sight here. And all the horrible things that has happened through this organization will leave this organization without any force or any strength to continue. We have the Eight of Cups below the side, so it will be like immobile. And it looks like this judgment for this organization will come quite soon, and it will be good news, because if there are a lot of dark hidden secrets within that, it must be revealed. And we have the dog here, and dog is man's best friend, so it could be that instead of being an organization that are based on military power, it will turn into an organization that could be like a friend for the people. And I don't see any big danger for the Swedish people, like bombs dropping here and there. There could be mandates that they have to send some young people into war, but I see that a lot of young people in Sweden will refuse to enter any wars, since they have never asked for it. And they will not defend other countries. If they want to defend something, they will defend Sweden. I don't see like this membership will lead to something very horrible, like a disaster. because big changes are coming for the whole organization. 2 times we had the judgment. So judgment will come upon that organization. Well, according to the cards anyway. So let's take some last cards for NATO and Sweden's membership. Is there any last words to be said about this membership? Sorry, are there any last words to be said about this membership? And some dice. Okay, interesting. Well, the cards, they look like this. Let's see what the last cards have to say. In the tarot cards, we have 5 of Wands, 10 of Cups, Page of Coins, Page of Wands, and 4 of Wands. On the Oracle card, we have an anchor. On the dice, we have a match that is on fire, a virus, and a castle. The last words. Again, it looks like it's quite stressful for many, but still I don't see any big problems with this membership. Since this membership will move, it will not continue to be as it is. Or it will change name, or it will not have that power as it are supposed to have. What will be the anchor for the people is peace and harmony, not war. On the dice, there's something very special. And it really doesn't have to do with NATO in that way, that sense. But it could be very important anyway to mention. We have the match, we have a virus, and we have the castle. And that is everything that has happened the last 4 years regarding to a certain illness that has been circulating around our planet. We have a match on that, and that means not that it will be on fire, but since the cards here are positive, and we also have the Page of Wands that also speaks about learning, about certain things that are coming out, things that will be spoken about, and it will be spoken about that illness and what it was, what it really was. And it will look like the focus from whatever organization this NATO represents will go onto that disease. And what it has done, and who is behind, and we have the castle. The castle symbolizes also people in high position, very rich ones. Who lays behind that? And that will be very stressful for that organization, since it looked like they also had something to do with it. And they will have to change. Remember, we had the judgment twice coming up before. so that judgment will fall upon that organization. I don't see in the cards any horrible wars, Third World War with, nuclear war with bombs dropping on every country. It could be quite stressful, could be quite scary, but it looks like everything comes to a stop and they will have to totally change whatever this organization is about. By joining, well, I don't see them, the Swedish people, in any big danger, according to the cards, since judgment is coming upon that organization. Well, that was my answer for Sweden's membership into NATO. And to all of you wonderful viewers out there, I want to say, take care. Don't live in fear. Try to send out very positive energy. We are creators of our reality. And if we focus on what we want to have in our lives, for our world, for this planet, try to at least once a day keep a positive thought in your imagination what you would like to live in, and keep that thought or that feeling for at least 1 minute, 30 seconds, and by doing so we're gonna change a lot this planet's frequency, and we're gonna see changes for peace, changes for positive outcome for our planet so much sooner. And if 1,000 people do that, imagine if it can change a world. Imagine what can happen if 1 million have a positive thought at least once a day. And remember, faith can move mountains. And if we have a faith that a positive outcome, miracles can happen sooner than we can expect. And we also draw away the food source for those negative energies that feed on fear, that feed on war and suffering. We don't give them our energy, we focus on the positive. And it seems like all that frequency of positive thought will somehow move the process into peace and harmony for this planet so much faster. Well, that was what I had to say today. And to all of you wonderful viewers, take care, be strong, don't fall into fear, help each other. Even if it looks quite dark at the moment, it's always the darkest before the sun rises. And according to the cards, it looks like we are going for quite positive future. And the lies and the deception will be revealed and put into judgment. And all those that wished harm innocent souls here on this planet will harvest what they have sowed. So their sight is hanging over them. Well, that was all. And I want to thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we're gonna see each other soon again. Bye bye.